welcome to another episode of the Real Football Talk, and we are back with the World Cup special. Adil, how are you? Excited about the World Cup?
Meh.
Yeah. Why?
No, yeah, I think knockout stages when I'm gonna be excited. Right now, it just feels like there's too many uneven matches.
That's how it feels like in the group, isn't it? It's like it seems like there's two strong teams, and then the rest is just like,
You
just
know, like you always have that excitement, the group of death, and a lot. It just doesn't feel like there's so many good teams
mm.
this year. Like I don't know, there certainly isn't a real proper group of death in my opinion. That like makes
Group
you
H
think.
is the one that would probably you'd say is kind
But
of
it's not a group of death. I mean, none of them are gonna win it, are they?
no.
Exactly. So who cares about that?
Well,
They're just even teams.
Ronaldo might have a say about that. I mean, he's
They're
had a
not
lot
gonna
to
win
say
it. Like,
recently.
yeah, but yeah, I don't think that's probably the hardest group to predict. But that doesn't make it a group of death that they're all even or they're all average.
Yeah. You can't even say. I think Group E, you will just Germany, Spain. They're just gonna both pass each other to death, and then probably one of them. Oh, it's gonna be a draw. Nothing's really striking out, to be honest, from there. But okay, since we're talking about Group H, who's gonna win Group H?
But it's a bit random going back to front. Yeah, but I've got to go all the way down the bottom now.
Going back to fourth is the reason is why that's the most.
Yeah, I think Uruguay will win the group, and then yeah, probably Portugal second by the skin of their teeth.
You think Portugal's second? You don't think Portugal's not going in? I think they got a brilliant squad.
Yes, but it's the type of football they play in it. I just think it's really reactive football. They only turn up once they're losing or they start playing proper. I just think they're gonna play on the counter. They're gonna be
Isn't
a bit
that
defensive.
isn't that a bit of a tournament football, as in like playing safe, and then obviously once they need to let go, they are.
Well, it didn't do nothing in the European Championship, did it? So
Mm, mm. They did win what was it 8 years ago now? Quite a long time ago. It feels like.
it's not the same Cristiano Ronaldo. That's for sure.
So
That was when he was in his prime and could carry a nation. Now, and you know, a lot of them are 1-0, I think, or penalties or penalty shootout wins. So I just don't think that brand of football is going to win the World Cup. I just got a feeling things have evolved beyond that. It's very much a high pressing, high,
progressive football, the team
fast.
that takes.
It's more attacking, more pressing football than sitting back. The counter-attacking football, I think there's too many teams that play with so much risk and attacking flair that conservative football doesn't work as often as it used to.
But don't you think the heat and the humidity of the
Yeah,
climate,
I mean,
the
it
pressure
might
is going to
suit
be
them to go
impacted?
further, but
Mm.
you got to remember, some of those teams aren't going to be pacing themselves. They're going to be giving their all.
Yeah.
And if you look at Ghana, they're probably more suited to the weather, handling that type of weather. So are they going to struggle as much as the other teams? So I know South Korea, normally they're quite a fit team. So I don't know. Like I said, I just think I'm not impressed with Portugal. I watched them in qualifying. I didn't think they were that impressive. And the player that was in most form for them is in the tournament, which is Jota.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's a mark there. I mean, Uruguay got a again. They always turn up in the World Cup, don't they? We all remember like Diego
Hold
Forlan.
on. Let's just get something straight, man. Why are we talking about Group H? I don't know why. Can we just
All right,
go back to what was playing? There's such a thing as England in the World Cup.
yeah, no,
I
no,
think
we're gonna get to England. We're gonna get to. You need to warm up.
no, I think let's stick to the script. Start with England, and then go to the other groups. I mean,
All right, you're dying to talk about it.
I don't want to give that much priority to Portugal or or Uruguay, man. What's up with you?
I'm just talking about Group A since it was an interesting group, so I thought you know about it as well. But okay, go on. Since you're forcing go on, talk about England. Are you happy with the squad that's been picked?
Um, yeah, I mean, I'm happy Madison is in, but then the game that he was most likely to play in is injured for, which was the first game against Iran. I mean, that's the game you want him to play against. That's you'd think that's his best chance to get good minutes because we know how Southgate is. I mean, he suddenly lost faith in so many players during the last championship where he couldn't even bring them on for 5 minutes
Yeah.
before playing to shoot. He had to put them on 30 seconds. He didn't suddenly over the course of a tournament. Rashford and Sancho became so bad that they're not even worth 3 minutes of game time.
Yeah.
He could only trust them for 30 seconds and then the penalty shooter, which was ridiculous. So as the tournament progresses, the less Southgate is gonna take risks and throw people in, and so I think Madison's best chance was against Iran. Now he's only gonna come on if England are winning quite comfortably.
I wouldn't be surprised if what he does is like he leaves him out of the squad, like he done last time out with the European Championship, where he left out a lot of players that you think they would be there in case of coming on or in case they need to put another striker on, and they just left them out.
Now I think if you have Madison, you have to have him on your bench because he's the only player with that profile.
Yeah.
He's the only player with that profile of being a genuine playmaker in that squad. I mean, the only other one who
Foden?
can play like that. I don't think he's. I don't know. They're more wingers. They make things happen. They play more like wingers. But even Grealish, the Grealish of Aston Villa was a playmaker. The Grealish of Man City is a winger.
Yeah.
He dribbles and tries to create for himself more than looking to create for others now. So yeah, I'm glad Madison's in. Just that defense just scares me. I cannot believe he's gone with those defenders for a tournament.
Who else would you have out?
I mean, like
Tomori?
it's like three of those defenders just are the same players, just different names. I mean,
What, Cody Dyer?
What difference does Cody Dyer and Maguire bring? They're all slow. They're all struggling. They're all not mobile. I don't understand how you can pick three of them. It's like
Same type of player, yeah.
yeah. I mean, how Tomori, who's just won the Serie A, is not even as a backup. If so you
But I think he's got
Neymar, someone with pace.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, pace.
No one with pace, and then you got your backup as a pace defender is Walker, who's injured the whole 6 weeks before the tournament.
Well, I mean, he's gonna miss the first game. I think he might be okay for the second game, but I don't think he'll play it either. So you're really taking Walker there for the knockout stages if you really look at it.
Well, I mean, I just think it's reckless. You have a squad of 26. You should have space for a defender with pace and who is decent. It's not like he's terrible. It's not like Tomori's. He wouldn't be starting every game.
Let's not forget we only took one left back as well, Adil. So it's not like there isn't any other spaces.
There's plenty of spaces. There's plenty of players that are out of form or don't deserve to go. That he's just stuck with because he doesn't want to make tough decisions. Maguire?
Dyer? Who else would you say?
I mean, I think the thing with Maguire is if you ask me, I still think Maguire is a better defender than Conor Cody or Dyer. So really, I don't see if you're taking Maguire, I don't see how you can also take Dyer. I just don't get that. I mean, did they not just watch the last game they played? It was like two tanks in defense. They can't turn, they can't run, they can't chase back. It's a bad mix. And they're both not very good at covering. They're not good at
I mean, they haven't got the speed to cover Adil. That's the other thing. And I don't think positionally Dyer is. I mean, if he plays in a 3, he might get away with it. But if they play in a 2, I don't think Dyer gets in there. I don't think Cody gets in there. So then that asks you the question: who do you play?
We've seen Tottenham a lot this season. In a 3, they're conceding every other game, every game practically.
Well, with Dyer, if Romero's not there, they're conceding even more.
So I just think, yeah, that's the only thing that worries me is England's defense is terrible. Even the left back situation, I'm not worried about. There isn't really anyone like. Can you really say a left back was better than Trippier as a second choice? I don't think you can. Not convincingly. You could say Chilwell has had a decent season, maybe.
Chilwell's injured, isn't it? So that's why he's not going.
So that's it then, isn't it? So I can't think of anyone that's actually better than Trippier. So I don't have a problem with that. That's just circumstances. You know, injuries are injuries. Every squad's affected by it. So it's just a set of backs, man. That's really worrying.
In terms of, all right, so let's move on. I think squad, I think we've talked about enough. In terms of the first game, what do you think he's going to do? Because I just have a feeling he's going to stick to his 3 at the back. But I really hope they don't, and I hope they go with the 4 at the back system.
I think he's given it away. The fact that he's taken those defenders. You know, you don't take Dyer and Cody if you're not planning to play 3 at the back. Plus, that would then explain the lack of, a second left back.
Yeah.
So I think the European chance there was some flexibility in approach. I think here we can almost be certain every game they're going to start with 3 at the back.
I really hope he doesn't do that thing he done. I think it was during a Hungary game or something where he played Saka as a left wing back. I really hope he doesn't do that.
Well, it's an option, isn't it? It's an option. Thing is, I don't mind that as an option because the way I see it is, I actually think Foden's better than Saka personally. Yeah, I know Arsenal fan, you might get upset, but I think not upset. I have it. Foden is a generational talent. So if it comes down to it, just to get both talent onto the pitch against teams like Iran, I would prefer to have Saka as at the wingback position, if that means getting Foden in an attacking position. That's the way I see it. But again, Foden's played more on the left. And at the start of the season, he was playing on the right. Yeah. But recently, he played more on the left. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not even sure playing 2 in the middle is the right approach for this World Cup. I mean, so many teams are going to front foot football. You are going to struggle if you don't have enough enough players in the midfield to press. And I think this is the thing England have been exposed within the Nations League already. That they've come up against teams that are all comfortable in possession. Hungary, possession-based team. Germany, not necessarily the possession, but they play the ball on the ground, but they go through the gears a lot quicker. All those games, they conceded the moment. The team had a bit of a build-up.
Well, same with Italy. Same with Italy. Italy.
Yeah, so I just think if he's going, unless he goes down a 3-5-2, if it's a 3-4-2-1 type system that he's been kind of doing, I have a feeling, England won't go far. I don't know. Depends who they play in it.
You know what my problem is? A lot of these games he goes into, and even though we're playing this system, we don't really press, or our press is very disjointed, whereas the front players are pressing and the rest is sitting off. So any defense, or like the Italy game we've seen, or the Hungary game, it's easy to get out for them, the opposition of the situation. All of a sudden, you've got that whole team on you now. And that's going to be a massive issue. Considering how weak our defense is, that's definitely going to cause problem.
Well, I suppose it's a good thing they're not playing any of the top teams in the group stages. Then
Yeah.
I could probably, that style of play, that formation will do well against Iran, United States, and Wales because they're not teams that are going to really take the game
No, they're gonna sit back.
in terms of possession and trying to outplay them. They're teams that are going to go quite direct. I know Iran sits back and plays on the counter,
Yeah.
but they're not teams that are going to look to dominate possession.
What's your lineup? So go through the lineup, Adi.
Uh, it's going to be
Your
Pickford and
your
goal.
lineup, obviously not what Southgate would pick.
Yeah, well, if it's my line, it'd be a lot more controversial. But
Go for it. Go for it. That's what everyone wants to hear.
yeah, well, my line would be Ramsdale in goal.
Yeah, agreed.
It would be Stones and Maguire at the back. Shaw left back.
Yep.
Trippier right back.
Right back. Yeah. Are you playing three in the middle? I would play.
Yeah,
three.
I would go. That's the thing. It's a tough one with the. Well, yeah, I'd probably go. If it's 4-2-3-1, it's not a problem because obviously you technically do have three in the middle. So I don't have a problem with that. So I'd probably go 4-2-3-1. I'd probably go with Bellingham and Rice in midfield. I'd go with so if you got that, then I'd go with Saka on the right, Foden in the 10, and Sterling on the left.
I am surprised with that one, Adi. I'll tell you why.
I don't think he's been playing. I don't think he's been playing as bad as people are going on. We've gone into a stage where if a player don't get assists or goals, they sign him off form. But that's not the case.
No. That's not what I meant. I'm talking about the European Championship.
Yeah, well, the European Championship got his form back.
I'm just surprised to see him back in the lineup.
Well, you have to give credit where it's due. He had an excellent European Championship. I think he's played very good last season for City. This season he started off okay for Chelsea. It's a shame for him that Chelsea have lost their way a bit.
Yeah.
But when I've watched their games, when he gets on the ball, he's one of the players that looks decent still. He doesn't look like he doesn't know what he's doing or he's out of confidence. So
up front, I would say Kane, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. That would be fine, even if it's a 4-3-3. The left hand side would be Foden.
So you'd play Foden as a third midfielder.
Third midfielder, you can play more advanced, like that role, free role, for him to just go into the different space, whether it's right hand side, left hand side, give him that free role. It's Iran, they're gonna sit back. You need someone to, open them up. So that would be my lineup. And again, I would put Maguire in there as much as I don't want to. Because let's be honest, there's no one else.
For all the criticism, who is doing better than Maguire still? I mean, it says a lot about the centre-back situation.
Yeah. I mean, Ben White probably in a 3, I would put him in. But obviously he hasn't played enough for me in international stage for me to put him in straight in yet.
I don't think he stands out enough even in the Premiership. Obviously, a lot of the big games, I feel he gets dominated by the opposition strikers. So I don't think he's that much. He's better than Dyer. He's better than Cody. I don't think he's a star international class at the moment.
I think he's dealt with a lot of big players this year. You name it.
This year at right back, I'm talking about last year.
Yeah, but I mean,
dominated a lot.
This form, you gotta go on that, isn't it? So you can't go on.
Yeah, then you should be putting him ahead of Trippier and right back if you think he's that good.
No,
he hasn't been playing centre back.
Trippier's better set piece. So that's why I would put him in.
At the end of the day, France 4th choice centre back is ahead of White in the Arsenal lineup.
France 4th choice. Sorry. Oh,
Saliba.
Saliba's having an awesome season. What do you mean?
Exactly,
He
but
was,
his
he was,
chances for
but
Spurs.
he was moved to right back simply because of the injury to Tomiyasu. But then they both performed well, so that's why they're in there. Come on,
Please,
Nadim, man. Come
please,
on. Do not
please,
try this,
please,
please.
please. Don't
Please.
fall for that.
You
We
don't
all
need to
know
fall for it.
we all
It's
know
truth.
his second
It's
choice,
truth.
mate. They deliberately took extra time with Tomiyasu to
How
bring.
can you deliberately do it if that guy's injured?
He was ready. He was ready to start, mate.
You must
He
have
was
the
ready
medical
to start,
report of
but
the
they
Arsenal
wanted to.
team when the guy's in the out on a wheelchair getting pushed.
Nah, at the end of the day, it's clever squad management, but there is no doubt. Maybe I don't think even Arsenal
Adeo,
fans
Tomiyasu was
believe.
injured. How can you say he was fit?
Nah. I'm sorry, man.
Go back to the beginning of the season and see.
Why is the third centre back for Arsenal, and Saliba is ahead of him. He has been dropped for Saliba, and he's only playing right back because one injury, but really it's because to keep him happy. And to be fair, he's not doing a terrible job. So you can't. I'm not knocking him for how he's playing at right back, but to think that he hasn't been pushed to the right because
No, I'm not
Saliba's
saying. I'm not saying that. You're taking it again. You're spinning it the wrong way again. This is what you're doing. Okay. But that would be my lineup. But do you reckon this England team is good enough? Say for instance, if this was the team to be taken going forward, is this team good enough to go ahead and win the World Cup?
I don't think the defense is good enough. I would definitely say midfield to attack it is.
Yeah.
Like there's not many teams that have the talent. You know, you might say the odd individual flair, but when you look at as a whole package and age and the profile and the energy and the speed, you know, England team, they got a lot of fresh young players. You know, you look at Brazil, they've got their engine is quite old.
Yeah.
You know, they're not got so many fresh players. England just attacking wise, they look like they've got players that can really make a difference. They look really good. It's just a shame about that defense. And the fact that Southgate isn't clear on his plans. Like going into the European Championship, it felt like England were very clear on their formation, the setup. The whole Nations League, there was a doubt on how they're going to set up. It felt like there was a doubt in every game. No one really knew, but for some reason, European Championship, it was like the players knew. Against certain type of teams were playing, the wing backs is certain type to play for. You know, they can't. It felt like now it doesn't seem like the players really know. Or Southgate really knows, and I think that's a problem. They're not as informed as they were leading up to the European Championships.
Do you think that
the results have been showed that?
Do you think the pressure of the situation is getting to them a bit too much, or is that what it is to Southgate in terms of obviously he's gone to the semi-final, final now? Now the expectation is there from the nation.
I don't know. I don't see it as the pressure. I just see it as they're a team who lacks clarity in what they're doing, and that's that doubt is being created by the manager, and yeah, that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing that doubt. We're seeing that indecision in the way they play and what they do. I mean, they played well. I thought against Germany, England played really good. They looked really good for spells, but soon as Germany got through the midfield, the defense looked absolute joke. Obviously, Pope had a howler. A couple of the goals were his fault.
He did, yeah.
So I don't think England is as bad as maybe some people are going on. Like, I think they can do well, but we're talking about when they come against one of the big teams. If they do, that's where you question the back for whether they can hold up against Brazil and Argentina, France, one of the more fancy teams. They were leaky against Germany.
Yeah,
they've been outplayed by Hungary. That defense,
I mean, they lost, I think, what, 4-0 or something at home. So
yeah, but the chances as well, the chances that
it could have been worse. It could have worked. It could have been worse.
Could have been a lot worse. So that's why I think, they'll do okay. They've got the squad, they've got the
Oh,
manager,
so what's
but
where they're finishing? Quarterfinal, semi-final, final.
I think they'll go around that. I could think, again, it comes down to who they play, how the luck of the draw. But yeah, they'll
Yeah.
get to the knockout
Well, I
stage.
mean,
They'll get into the business end.
yeah, if they win their group and obviously go to that side of the road, they could potentially play, I think, Argentina in the semi-final.
Yeah.
So,
So
or
one
if
of
they
games,
yeah,
they definitely have the players. The only thing is, do they have? Because you saw it in the final. Where lack of winning mentality from Southgate. They went negative after they took the goal.
yeah,
They were playing to win. They started to hold on, and the players. There ain't many players that have genuine won stuff that are the leaders of the team.
of the
Like
team,
only one was Henderson, who ain't gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be a regular starter
yeah,
in this tournament. The only other player who seems like he's got winning mentality is Trippier. That's not enough. And he's not going to probably be a starter all the way.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
so
As
many
well, I mean,
options.
as soon as Thing is back, it's going to be him, isn't it? Kyle Walker.
Well, I think
Yeah,
Kyle
well,
Walker's
I
will
think
be
Kyle
end up
Walker will be
being the
the
third
third centre
centre
back,
back.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. They're potentially going to go ahead and change. Yeah, but in that spot, who do you reckon is going to start for that game if they are going to three at the back, and who misses out?
Well, can't really say there's so much going to happen before that, but they might not even get there. Let's get there first. I'm sure we'll have a podcast before then.
I think we need to.
But yeah, I think we all know it's going to probably be Walker, Stones, and Maguire if from the list that's available.
Yeah. Interesting. I really hope they get to the semi-final. It'll be good. It'll be good for them. Well, obviously, we'd love for them to win it, but I just don't see it. I just don't see
There ain't many
the
strong
chance.
teams in this tournament. I was looking at it, a lot of teams don't seem to. I mean, I would
It,
still put England up there.
mm.
You
But
got
I
you
mean,
got
there's
Brazil.
question
I'll
marks in
put
every
England
single
up
team,
there.
isn't it? There's question marks in every single team because of injuries, because of what's happening. There's question. I mean, just yesterday, I think we had the news. Obviously, Benzema is missing out for France, and obviously they got the
That's
news of
huge. That's
Kante,
huge.
Kante and both Pogba missing for them as well. So
Yeah, it's not because just they're great players. It's more that they're leaders, they're
leaders, yeah.
characters.
Mm.
They're big game players. They're
It's a
guys that make
Ballon d'Or winner, Ballon d'Or winner. That's easy.
yeah. But even like everyone knows, Pogba's influence on the France team, the way he plays for France is totally different to club football. It's always been like that. So
Yeah.
he gives his best for France, and Kante doesn't know any other way but other than to give his best. So they're huge players.
Missing for France. It definitely makes them weak, doesn't it? And could be the reason for because
I think the biggest thing is look, Griezmann and Giroud are 2 years older and not in form.
no. Giroud,
So
Giroud's been
again,
decent for AC Milan still.
you could say Mbappe's taken on another step and gone up another level, but he can't cover for
Oh yeah,
the he can't cover for the decline in Giroud and Griezmann. He just can't do it. So let's see.
mm.
Let's see.
and,
I
and
mean, the thing is, I do think that he and everything will play a part, will have an effect. So those managers that are brave in rotating, using their squad, they'll benefit.
yeah. I mean they allowed 5 substitutions, so obviously they can change half of their team and rest those key players once they go 2-0 up potentially.
But let me. I'll guess one thing to you. If England are winning 1-0 against any of these teams,
Yeah, he's
I'll
not
be
going to
shocked
change
if
his.
that guy does 5 subs. That's why I deliberately said it's about the bravery of the manager.
So you're pointing
A
against
manager who
Southgate. You're
trusts
pointing
his
against
squad,
Southgate.
his players. No, but like some managers trust their players, trust their squad, don't have a problem. Look at Mancini, was very refreshing in the championship. He put players on. Someone got injured, took him off, brought the next guy on. He was never afraid to give confidence to the backups to play.
Yeah.
And he wasn't afraid to rotate during the games. Locatelli started some games, other players started. This,
It
you
was
know,
able to mix it. He was able to mix
but
and match.
he showed that he trusted the squad,
Yeah.
trusted every player that came in.
But when
So
everyone
what
feels
was the
involved, I
example?
think when everyone feels involved, they play better and they push the team even more because everyone's
And
feels like they're part of it.
but that's why it's such a criticism of Southgate and that final, and even just the way he managed the squad in that tournament. Because as good as they did to get to the final,
They
the
didn't pay
things he
anyone
did
big.
to build a unity, to build that culture, he broke during the tournament. As in, he became very fixated on certain players and wouldn't even take them off when they're playing bad. Wouldn't even, good players suddenly became so untrustworthy that you can't give them 15, 20 minutes. Quite ridiculous. So, and haven't seen enough in the Nations League to think Southgate has changed on this.
Mm. Any other team stands out for you, Adil, that you think are clear favorites or?
I think it's a strange tournament because obviously clear favorites for me are the South American teams, juggernauts, Argentina and
I mean, they're unbeaten, isn't it?
Brazil.
In 38 games or something.
Yeah,
Argentina.
same with Brazil. I think Brazil's been unbeaten for nearly 2 years. Every time they play each other, they
Well,
draw.
well, they've
So
lost against Argentina in the Copa America.
penalty shootout, isn't
Yeah.
it?
No,
I
no,
think it's penalty
one
shootout
nil,
or
1-0,
something. Yeah,
1-0.
so that's the only loss they've had in the similar type of period. So since then they've drawn against each other a couple of times. So I just think those two teams look like the standout teams. They look like they've been preparing for this World Cup specifically better than in most teams.
Mm.
Um, you know, you can't never rule out teams like France and England or those European teams, or because of the heat, maybe counter-attacking will play a part,
Yeah.
will become more of a of more of
Boy.
a style that works later on in the tournament. But
Mm,
I'm not sure if that's going to work from the start.
definitely.
That's the thing. That's why I'm nervous about
Yeah.
certain
Let's
teams.
let's get into the crucial parts, Adi.
Yeah,
Let's give our prediction for winners of the World Cup 2022 in Qatar. Who are you going for?
yeah. I went with Argentina over a year ago. I'm just gonna stick with that.
Yeah,
But
so
it's not because of there's some romanticism that I want Messi to win it, because if anything it's the opposite.
okay.
It's more that since Scaloni's taken over, they just look like a really unified team. And you look at the characters, they got a lot of characters and leaders and guys that are just gonna put their body on there and go that you look at Martinez, they got 4 or 5 players like
Yeah,
Martinez in the team. You got Rodrigo De Paul. You got so many guys
that's
who
what I
will
mean.
just
Yeah.
battle and hunt and grind and be aggressive. So I think they look formidable.
I think that is it's funny because I've gone for Argentina as well with my prediction. I was hoping we could be someone
Not
different,
over a year ago though.
no, so it's for me. It's between obviously Brazil and Argentina, but I just think Argentina. Just watching them, even in that Copa America final, or watching them recently in their friendly matches, there seems to be some unity there, like a real brotherhood, and it's amazing. Like anyone gets fouled, there's always straight away next person's in. And I
Well,
think that character is going to push them forward in the tournament.
they really want to win it for Messi. I
Messi,
think
yeah,
that desire is there, and because they're not shouting about it non-stop. I just feel like it's more of a desire that is like adding to their
listen,
determination rather than
yeah,
becoming the sole focus, which is good. Like you remember the Brazil team when they're in their home World Cup, crying every World Cup, every match, and before the match in the anthem, it was just over the top,
yeah.
and you could just tell they were going to get spanked, and they did by Germany because it's just waste. How much waste? Their focus
Too
isn't on.
emotional, yeah.
Yeah, the focus wasn't on performing. The
Mm.
focus was on connecting with the fans and showing their love for the country. It's like, dude, you're here to play an important match. Focus. Yeah, don't lose sight of it.
Listen, Argentina flew over 900 kg of meat from all the way from Argentina for their players, I think I read. So
No,
they get
that's what I mean.
ready.
In terms of
Getting ready.
nutrition, preparation, health, and all, um, Brazil and Argentina have been planning for this World Cup way before anyone
Yeah,
else. I mean,
yeah.
they have really, and they used to playing in some tough,
Conditions.
dry conditions.
Yeah.
They have to play in high altitude against Ecuador.
I think
Other
Bolivia is
teams,
really high, isn't it? I think
yeah, Bolivia as well. So they used to it. They used to playing at some really difficult, hot temperatures. So yeah, I still don't rule out European teams because of later on in the tournament, the fatigue, the heat might catch up, and it might end up being teams that play counter-attacking football benefit more, and
yeah,
that's when potentially teams like England and France could come in.
yeah,
But that's why I'm the same reason I'm not really speaking too much about Germany and Spain because they're very similar. They're
yeah.
both teams are just going to attack all the time, go for it, high press.
They're gonna really
I don't
try
know
controlling
if
that
that's
game, isn't it?
sustainable over 7 games.
Yeah. Spain is all about control, isn't it? That's the way he plays it. But I don't think the defense is that great there. It's a very young defense as well.
Yeah, they've got their own Maguire, Eric Dyer situation with Garcia. For some
Yeah.
reason, he gets to play every game. Every time I watch him play for Barcelona or Spain, he makes mistakes. I don't get what.
Maybe they're praying for you not to watch Adil anymore.
Yeah, well, I'll be watching. I'll definitely be watching.
Garcia, you're dropped. Garcia, you're dropped. So we've both gone with Argentina. Let's move on. Who do you think is gonna win the Golden Ball?
Golden Ball. I'm gonna go for Carlson.
Sorry,
Golden Ball. Golden Boot. You mean
Golden
Ball?
Ball. Golden Ball is the player of the tournament.
Player of the tournament. Sorry.
Oh,
I thought you meant Golden Boot for a second. Golden Ball. Let's see. They'll find a way to give it to Messi, innit? They'll find a way to give it to
who's
Messi.
your one? I did not. They'll find a way.
Yeah, it might be. It'd be nice if it was Neymar. I think he's not given the credit he deserves. It'd be Neymar or Mbappe, potentially, depending
Okay.
how far they go.
I've put down as Messi. He's gonna win the Golden Ball for me. I think he's gonna really repair up this tournament, and it seems like he's in form in PSG as well. So I know Neymar's been smashing it as well, but he's up there with Messi for me in terms of the two people that I think could make the huge difference. Golden Boot winner.
I'm going with Richarlison.
Why?
Because he plays that role, the striker role for Brazil. I just think he's a penalty box presence. He's a fighter. He'll graft. He'll make things happen. He'll press. There is a lot of weak teams in this tournament. There's a lot of defenders that don't have a clue what they're doing. Not going to come up against the caliber of or the intensity of teams like Brazil or teams, the better teams, the way they press and they physical. So I just think that style will, and look at the amount of playmakers he's got around him.
True.
Just because of how much he's scoring in qualification already. Yeah.
I've gone for again probably another Argentinian, Arturo Martinez. I think he's gonna have a standout season in terms of stand-up World Cup in terms of goal scoring. I think Messi is just gonna feed him, and obviously it's down to him to finish it out.
Interesting.
Why you anything to say?
No, I just don't think they play like that. They don't play.
No, I know they don't play, but they
play the striker like he does the work. Messi.
That's fine, but he's still Messi's still gonna feed him.
Cristiano Ronaldo
Messi's still gonna get
Jota is on the pitch to do the work that Cristiano isn't really doing.
I think Lautaro's still gonna get loads of opportunities, and I think it's down to him.
Yeah,
so that's why I've gone for Lautaro Martinez.
I'm happy to Yeah, I'm happy to say I don't think I'm confident Lotari ain't gonna win it.
I think he'll score more
But
than.
mind you,
I think he's gonna score more
I
than
think that
Richarlison.
you know what, I
I
think
think he's
that
gonna
might,
score
I
more than
just
Richarlison.
realized they have Saudi Arabia in their group.
He's
There
gonna
might be
score.
the
He's
odd
gonna
game that
score.
someone scores
Listen,
a
he's
hat
gonna
trick.
score more than Richarlison.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
I definitely like my chances on that. That'd be interesting. Yeah, the most frustrating thing would be if they both get like 4 goals each. I don't even
Oh, worst case, they don't get much, and they both get replaced with Alvarez and Jesus.
Nah, I think Wisconsin will get goals. I think Wisconsin will get goals.
All right, all right, all right. Let's move on. Golden Glove. Who's gonna win it?
Um, Emmy Martinez.
Okay, this is the only one I've changed. It's weird, man. I reckon it's gonna be Allison.
But yeah, there's good chance
I
potentially.
think the guy is just sensational with regards to the saves because like the amount of times he bailed out Liverpool this year, and obviously if Brazil do leak, they will leak chances. He's a guy that can make that difference. He's a difference maker. So I really think he's gonna be the golden.
Yeah, I don't. Again, it's about who we're saying. I'm not sure about their defense.
Yeah,
That's why
because
I've gone
yeah,
with.
because of the age
They
profile.
still use Thiago, Casemiro and Fabinho getting on a bit. I don't know.
I don't think they should go with both two defensive midfielders in there. I think they should
They
go with
haven't been. So
Bruno
most of the
Guimaraes. They
games they
should go with
haven't
Bruno
done.
Guimaraes and Casemiro or Fabinho, whichever one rotate between the two.
So normally they haven't done. Sometimes they've even had Paqueta as a
Yeah,
such second
that's
midfielder. So
second. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's why I'm not sure they're gonna be defensively as solid.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, that's the cool. Um, young player of the tournament. Who's gonna stand out for you? Who's gonna shine?
I'm just gonna keep it safe and go to Gavi or Pedri, but I'm gonna go with Gavi because I rate Gavi more.
Do you? I think
Yeah.
Pedri is amazing as well. Um, for me, Pedri was in there, but I don't know. I just really want to see Bellingham do really well. I think he's been getting the right traction, coming into a good form. I hope he does well for England because if he does well, I think England will do well as well.
Let's see if he starts every game, he's got a chance, but I don't trust Southgate. So
Yeah.
somewhere along the line, those the Phillips and the
No, no.
Hendersons are gonna get a start.
Bellingham needs to start, man. He's like I don't know. I really like the way he is. He can do everything, everything as a midfielder. So I really like him.
I just something tells me eventually he's gonna end up being an impact sub.
Oh, that's a joke. If
Finisher.
that'd be a joke this
As
season.
Eddie Jones, the rugby manager, says, the finisher.
No, no, he can't do that. If he does that, then yeah, definitely no chance for him.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
so let's see. I mean, yeah. Outside of that, I don't know. There ain't many. Like I said, it just feels like even now. I think what you said the next tournament is going to be 36 teams.
yeah,
What Joe? 32 teams. It feels like there's too many
too many.
below
Yeah,
average.
well,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like
you got teams like Italy missing.
I mean,
Which
come
is
on for
massive.
opening match today. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay, that was really bad because this is the Ecuadorian team who like I think drew like 5 games in a row 0-0 or something, and they
No, but
made
it really felt like men against boys, man.
Qatar.
Like
Qatar just.
whenever, if Ecuador wanted to, they could have absolutely done a thrashing. I really think
But you
every
know what?
time there was contact, you could see the difference in
But the other thing
physicality.
is I didn't even see like like it's your home World Cup. It didn't even feel like they were the home. Like, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but
That's
I
what I
think I
wanted.
think I think the occasion they looked nervous. They were afraid to take a touch. They were popping it off first time and
Oh
giving the
man,
ball away every single time.
I was really disappointed. I was really disappointed. I was like
I
hoping.
just think look, those players ain't played in big games enough. Like that atmosphere, that's a
Yeah,
opening ceremony, full stadium. How many times have those players experienced that?
yeah, rarely, yeah.
Passionate crowd. So I just think the occasion is too much. I do think Qatar will perform better in the other games, getting this game out of the way. But this was their best chance.
Do you know what? I really wanted for them to get a win or get a result, basically, just to get that buzz going of World Cup. You know, home nation winning, all of a sudden rallies everything up. But yeah, Ecuador, I mean, they just bullied them. And then Valencia, ex West Ham and Everton striker. What a penalty, by the way.
Yeah, he looked absolutely sharp, top form. He was definitely the stand-up player. Every time he got on the ball, he looked like the difference maker.
He looked like
he made the
FC,
penalty the way I see with that turn of pace.
Yeah,
the run.
lot of Brighton players in there. I said like Esteban, Moses Caicedo, then the youngster came on as well. Like, wow. Just
Yeah,
bring on all the Brighton players in.
They got three. Yeah, they got three of them. But they played. The Ecuador played well. They didn't have to play. Push themselves too much.
No.
And ultra Qatar missed the sitter just before half time. That kind of sealed their fate. So. Yeah, but like there's so many of these type of games in the first week. That's why I was saying I'm not really that pumped for it yet. Let the quarterfinals come and then
it's gonna get interesting.
This is the first time it just feels like the European Championship is more exciting now.
Because of how many good teams.
But I think also, maybe if the flair Brazil comes back out, which they're hinting at, then that's gonna bring the excitement because the World Cup. There was so many of these teams that just you'd watch because you're never gonna see teams like that play. But now it's like you watch Champions League and you got those players do ridiculous stuff regularly. It doesn't feel like you have to wait for a World Cup to see it now.
Are they all of Brazil's team play at in Europe?
Yeah,
apart from Pedro and Everson, I think the keeper. I can't even remember.
Third choice keeper.
Yeah. So that in itself tells you we watching them on a daily basis. So that's why I think maybe that excitement isn't there. But like you said, it will heat up. For those of you watching, please make sure you let us know who you think the World Cup winner is. We'll send out a post on our Instagram with that list. Let us know your thoughts. Who will win the World Cup? Golden Ball winner, Golden Boot winner, Young Player of the Tournament, and Golden Glove winner. So do let us know, and let us know if you have any feedbacks or comments. Thank you for watching. Adil, thank you as always, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.